Hola, profe, buenas noches.
Hola a todos, bien, vamos a comenzar. La semana pasada hicimos esta actividad de una discusión, no llegó a ser una discusión, pero todos estaban comentando acerca de un tema. Varios mencionaron temas. ¿Cuál les gustaría que hiciéramos hoy? Propongan en el chat los temas que les gustaría y ahorita hacemos una votación. Muchas cosas pasando. Yo tengo una sugerencia, no necesariamente tiene que ser este. Mm, Sean un poco más específicos en los temas. Por ejemplo, la influencia de las redes sociales está bien, pero podríamos ser más específicos. Algo que sucedió la semana pasada y que todavía estoy viendo mucho en las noticias es esto: immigration from Latin America to Canada. Why are they requiring a visa since last week? Migración de Latinoamérica hacia Canadá. ¿Por qué están pidiendo visa desde la semana pasada? Yo creo que el tema de la migración en general es muy interesante, pero leo sus sugerencias. ¿Qué pasa con los otros 29 que no están sugiriendo nada todavía? Nada más Minerva ha puesto uno. ¿Alguien habló? Porque lo escuché muy, muy lejos.
Profe, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Roger
Adelante.
Verona, ¿cómo está?
Hola, Roger, adelante.
Oye, profe, yo no encontraba cómo ingresar a esta clase. Llevaba rato buscando y no vi por ningún lado colgado el link. Por eso le escribí.
¿Me escribiste?
Bueno, yo
Ah, ah.
escribí ahí que estaba esperando el link, no aparecía. Entonces no sé si de
Ah, ya.
pronto hay más compañeros que están en la misma situación.
Pues de hecho tiene que estar en su Classroom, esa liga.
Pero no apareció nada.
Que tienes que entrar, hola, buenas noches. Tienes que entrar a tu materia y ahí viene en trabajo en clase la semana de tu materia y hasta abajo vienen habilidades blandas digitales y inglés y ahí siempre está la liga. Esta
Por
parte de
habilidades blandas, aparece
no,
eso.
no, aparece, bueno, hasta abajo está habilidades blandas, habilidades digitales, matemáticas e inglés, hasta abajo de las semanas de tu materia. Y ahí te
Ok,
metes en inglés y ahí está la liga.
sí, ok. Yo no he podido entender
Y
muy
ahí
bien
está,
toda esta plataforma, estoy
y ahí están
aprendiendo.
todas, también está la de las habilidades, la de tu materia, la de todo vas a encontrar ahí.
Hay una forma más fácil. Entras a la plataforma, el login, y aparece un cuadro morado que dice contenido adicional, le presionas ahí y te vas hasta mero abajo y ahí viene inglés.
¿A qué te refieres, Adriano, con lo de all verb tenses, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions?
Profesor, lo que es en inglés intermedio, o sea, las formas verbales, adjetivos, adverbios y preposiciones.
O sea, ¿estás proponiendo esto como un tema?
Sí, como por
Ah,
ejemplo, tiempos verbales. preposiciones, adjetivos, sí, eso, adverbios también.
Necesitaría más de 1 hora para revisar todo esto. Pues sí, podemos empezar podemos empezar a hacerlo. Yo les propongo más que sea un tema en el que puedan opinar, más que un tema que les pueda enseñar por el momento. Pero si quieren podemos revisar esto también. Bien, ¿quién está? Cecilia y Cecilia y Lucía son las que votaron que sí. Entonces, vamos con esto. Es un tema muy interesante. Dime, Roger.
Qué pena, profe, molestarlo tanto. Como acabo de ingresar, tengo una duda. Bueno, yo bajé Duolingo y me registré con el correo. ¿Exactamente Duolingo es para práctica y más o menos eso? ¿O usted le lleva como seguimiento a eso o cómo es la situación ahí?
Sí, tú practicas a tu ritmo lo que quieras practicar y yo lo voy revisando.
Vale. Y tú vas dejando, me imagino que actividades o cosas también por la plataforma, ¿correcto?
No, realmente nada más es con Duolingo. Es el avance que tienen y acá podemos revisar dudas y cosas por el estilo. Pero no les dejo, a veces les dejo ciertas tareas, no son obligatorias, simplemente son prácticas, pero es eventual y lo hago durante la clase. ¿Va?
Y entonces, ¿cómo se evaluaría, lo de inglés?
No se evalúa porque no es una clase, es un taller. Sí, no es un curso curricular. Entonces nada más es un taller de apoyo para lo que estás aprendiendo en Duolingo o lo que aprendes en otros lados, lo puedes revisar acá también. ¿Va?
Ok, muchas gracias, profe.
¿Nada? Bien, entonces, ¿alguien quiere empezar con esto? Wilson. No te oigo, Wilson. Creo que hay algo mal con tu micrófono porque se ve que está abierto, pero no se escucha. Adelante, Lucía.
Hi, teacher. Good morning. I am sorry. Good night. Okay. I think about this topic. The immigration is a very serious problem um, because it brings it um, with it much because if many people are looking for job opportunities, but others have the opportunities to commit crimes. And the immigration is trae consigo
Brings.
brings. Okay, the immigration brings pobreza. I'm sorry.
Poverty.
Ajá. Otra vez. ¿Pobreza? No me escuché.
Poverty.
Poverty. Okay. The immigration brings poverty and other problems with the country. No? For example, in Mexico and United States have a very problems with these people. When I traveled to Mexico in December, last December, I see in the city, um, in one part in the Mexico City, have a little people of the Nigeria. So have houses in the street, and he have the conditions and conditions and I don't know what to say, conditions and situations. Their situation was very sad. So because the people immigrate with her families, with their families, no, with consus, with your
With
your
their, with
with
their.
their families and a little children, and is a big problem with the new country, no? Uh-huh. I'm sorry. That's it.
Muy bien, muy bien. Les voy a poner una pregunta en las encuestas. A ver, vamos a usar esto. Andrea, adelante. Ya está la encuesta.
Sí, una pregunta, estamos hablando sobre la influencia de las redes sociales, ¿no?
No, estamos hablando sobre esta situación de que la migración de Latinoamérica a Canadá, porque están requiriendo una visa para ingresar legalmente desde la semana pasada, y el tema pues va a abarcar todo lo que sea migración o inmigración.
Bueno. Well, I consider myself that I had my own opinion about this topic. It could be kind of different for all the people that might have situation or family in the United States. I will say that I have my uncle and their family at the United States. The thing is that I've never think about to get in a different country just without a visa or the requirements that they're getting. I might say that you're probably getting a visa or getting changing the requirements to get a visa because there's a lot of people that are troublemakers. They're trying to do stuff that are illegal stuff. They're trying to get done then not the good way, and they're just trying to protect their own country. And I will say that I will be in charge of my own country. I will do the same thing. So I kind of agree if they're getting a visa, but I will say that probably if they give more opportunities for people and more jobs, they weren't get in a big deal getting a visa then.
I have two questions for you, Andrea. The first one is, in which country are you living currently?
Guatemala.
Okay. And second, what do you think about, well, in my opinion, I have to state that this is only my opinion. I think that this obeys to a political reason, especially because of the pressure that the United States are exercising into Canada to prevent Latin American people crossing the northern border of Canada. Well, they get to Canada and then they cross through the northern border of the United States. So it's easier to cross there than the southern frontier because they have a lot of security. What do you think? You consider that this obeys to a political reason forced by the United States?
If you want me to be honest, I'm not quite sure. I would just say that probably they're trying to get more opportunities about the job. I just heard somehow that people from Canada are missing or getting rid of a lot of people that are not doing the job right or correct. Um, Probably that's because they're trying to live in another countries like more like Europe. I also have heard people from Spain that travel a lot to different countries, even though they're from Europe. But the thing is, I will say that I'm not quite sure about the reasons that they're doing that. But my opinion is probably they're trying to get a better life and support for their families.
Yeah, most of the time people are migrating because of that. They are looking for better opportunities. But in the end, like you said, there are troublemakers or illegal. They want to commit crimes because it's easier. But I don't know. Here in Mexico, we are experiencing a migration problem from South America. So, yes, let's go.
Yeah, I agree. I would about to say that here in Guatemala as well, I will not mention countries because it kind of sound kind of controversial, but I will say that there's a lot of people that are trying to come here illegal, and I understand that sometimes they not have option, but probably if they would do something not to be troublemakers and get a right job or find a good way to live, they will not have um, people saying bad stuff about them. And I just don't want to generalize because I know there's a lot of people that are trying to do the right thing, but most of the people that are trying to come to my country as well to Mexico and different countries, they are not doing the right way or they are getting a bad reputation.
We completely agree with you. Thank you very much. Good. José
Thank
Antonio.
you.
Adelante, José Antonio.
Good day. My opinion is visas can be of different types depending on the purpose of the trips. Such en turismo, study works, and most other this requirements might change over time and they might vary depending on the application country of origin. My question.
Ok, very good. ¿Alguien
Thank
más?
you.
¿Alguien más tiene alguna opinión en esto? Quiero escucharlos a todos. Pueden irse a la idea, ¿están de acuerdo o no en que Canadá exija una visa? Particularmente la está pidiendo para México. ¿Quién había levantado la mano? Jorge, adelante.
I think it's good. Canada can pedir,
Ask.
ask to the visa from visit the country because some people sometimes don't have a good interpretation from the law. We have the in the last we have in the past. Sorry, in the past we have the right to visit the country 3 months, I think, something like a 3 months without a visa. And I know because sometimes people say going to job in Canada without permit, and we need to start the culture to respect the laws of the other countries we visit. And the truth is, we don't respect that laws. And we have the case in the football mundial. I don't like the football, but always the Mexicans have the good idea to make something stupid and broke the law. And this is very. That's why when in the last mundial, uh, uh, when we go in the to the mundial, always says don't make nothing stupid because in Emirates have right the laws and you can be dead or for a life or this is true. This is
Yeah.
my opinion.
No, yes, Jorge, and I agree with that completely. Every time there's a world event like the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup, the Olympics, you name it, there's always a Mexican doing a stupid thing. There's always one. Two examples. When was the Soccer World Cup in Japan, a Mexican pulled the emergency brakes on the Shinkansen, the bullet train, just because he thought it was funny. On the France World Cup in 1998, if I remember right, a Mexican uh, pissed on the perpetual flame, on the Arc de Triomphe. That was that fire was alive for 45 years, and a Mexican pissed on that. I feel ashamed of
Yes,
accepting that.
I feel shame too because my family comes uh, running from the World War II. Um, we start to live in Mexico. Mexico opened his arms to immigration always, and I'm always think about it. Mexico is most bigger culture country of one most bigger countries in the culture, and we don't show that when we travel to other countries. Um, I'm Fichet, and it's a true, but I think too in the quality of rights. And if Canada starts to ask to visa from the Mexicans, I think we need to start to ask to visa from the Canadians, because the same case comes to live in Mexico because he has works in Canada and receive a payment in in dollars, and in Mexico is cheap, and you know what I say. That's why we have troubles in gentrification of the Mexico City, and we have troubles on the gentrification of the other states of the country. Um, I don't know. I think in the quality of rights. You start to ask visa from my citizens. I'm start to ask visa from your citizens, and we don't have other way.
That would be the day when the United States have to apply for a visa to enter Mexico. I would love to see that, honestly. But very good, excellent, Jorge. Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
thanks a lot.
Luis. Go ahead, please. Luis Salomón, adelante. Okay. A ver, Luis Gerardo, adelante.
Hola, profe, buenas noches. Oiga, yo nada más le quería comentar que es mi primera clase y vengo entrando apenas, entonces no estoy al tanto de las dinámicas, disculpe.
No te preocupes, lo que estamos haciendo es que les propuse un tema y están dando su opinión. No, nada más es eso.
Ahora.
Disculpe, maestro.
Adelante, sí. Luis Salomón, adelante.
Ok. Sorry for my English. This is my first time in this group. I think Canada giving to us a great opportunity to work in his country. I receive a lot of emails from Canada to emigrate to his country. They need people that have career like doctors, engineers, people especialista, ¿cómo se dice? Specialty people in some work like
specialist.
Okay, like electricians, people to know about constructions and everything. I think there is a great opportunity to emigrate, to have some more money in our pockets, and maybe to change the way to maintain our family. That is that I think.
Very good. Yes, I agree with that, Luis. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Oscar.
Yes, teacher, I think that also we require the visa to immigrate to Canada because it is important to make more money and change our life, the style, the manner, and our thinking, learning from a new culture. Like you always tell us that you traveled to Japan and you learned the language, and it took you 1 year, and now you're changed so you can develop yourself in a different language from a different country. So definitely, I'm pretty sure that this is very exciting, and also it enriches your experience because you understand more people, not just what you have learned when you grew up, but what is coming from other places, and they can share the thinking and the philosophy with you. So I think this is very exciting. And this is mainly why you can go to Canada and learn from them. And also, you can learn, improve the English. So it's a very nice experience in terms of money wise and in terms of language too. And changing a little bit the culture, it will make us look different. So this is mainly like it's when we had the COVID, we had no option but just to stay home. And now that we can travel all over the places, we can get a visa and just enjoy any trip or any travel to any other country.
Yes, I agree with that too. The thing is that traveling is an awesome opportunity for everyone to know different places, different cultures, to experience a lot of new things. But in the end, the problem here is not when you go to a country for vacations or just as a visitor, but when you intend to stay there. That could be the real problem because there's a lot of people who travel to other countries with a visa or a permit. Some, for example, Japan doesn't require a visa for you to enter as a tourist. Well, at least with a Mexican passport. But um, there are some people that overstay that permit and they stay to live there and they cannot participate in the active life of the city of the country. Sorry, because for example they are not legal, so they don't pay taxes and they are not contributing country. And that's a real problem about illegal immigration. That's causing economic problems to a lot of countries, not only in America, but in Europe. That's one thing that we should consider. But very good opinion, Oscar. Thank you. Abram, yes.
Thank you, teacher.
David, Abram.
I don't agree. We will no longer have the opportunity to go to work as they have done until now. Will, as I understand it, or in the end, they will continue giving use a tole with the finger for being Mexican. Be, for being Mexican, they just have bad judgment on use. It means that we will not have the same opportunities since they we will have the opportunity to seek a better life for the short time with a visa.
Yes, yes, definitely. And it's part of the human rights that everyone in this planet have to have the right to pursue their welfare, the to be able to provide from themselves and to their families. So this right to work in a different country should be universal, but at the same time, is creating chaos around the world. Ask someone from Spain, from Germany, what do they think about migration from North Africa, for example? They're going to give you quite an interesting response in terms that they are experiencing a lot of problems because mass migration stabilizes the economy of a country. I don't have a strong opinion on that, talking about Europe, but in the end, we should consider that example too. Very good. Thank you very much, David. Lucia, go ahead, please.
Hi, teacher. I have a question. Uh, when you want say you have derecho, but no law, how do you say? Como,
Te perdí ahí cuando digo derecho, ajá, pero...
pero no derecho de ley.
No, sí, es right. Por ejemplo,
Right,
derechos humanos
right.
es human rights. Ajá, human rights. Y cuando te quieres referir a derecho como ley, es como tú lo dijiste, law. No dices I'm studying right, dices I'm studying law.
Thank you.
Muy bien, excelente. Cecilia, yes. Cecilia, adelante. ¿Se salió?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
you. I don't agree with this decision about the visa of Canada, but the excuse for the visa is about avoid the problems, the human traffic. I read the document about this topic, and on this say the country Canada, this problem is big, and they want to avoid this problem, and one solution maybe or can be is the visa, but I don't know. I don't agree, but I think maybe it's a politic problems maybe, and that's all.
Yes, definitely. I think, and I repeat, this is only my opinion, that this is instigated somehow by the US government to prevent Latin Americans migrating or not migrating, entering the United States through Canada. I'm pretty sure it's that. Cecilia, you answer this, and I'm going to ask you a simple question. Have you watched or read, I don't know, the about the political campaigns that some public officers are launching these days in the United States? The political campaigns that they are trying to launch.
Not now, but when the represented, how do you say representante?
Representative.
Representative of Canada, when was here in Mexico last year, when talk with the president, I think it's not very well the visit. I think maybe since this visit or talking, it's not very well, and now is the result. But it's my opinion.
Yes, and I'm asking you this because I think it was last week. Yeah, last weekend actually. I saw this publicity, this video. Actually, it was a video on TikTok about. It was this United States senator, and she was fixing the wall that divides the Mexican and the U.S. border. She took tools and barbed wire, and she was fixing the wall, and that's part of her campaign, saying that we have to take matter into our hands and fix this because we are not tolerating people illegally illegal migrants into the U.S. That's part of a political speech, and that's something that we are going to see more and more because there's a new batch of politicians that try to enforce these ideas, and people in the southern border of the United States are tired of getting illegal immigration. They have the right to defend their country, I know, but the ways they are doing be questionable. But actually, it was an excellent answer, Cecilia. Thank you. David, yes. David, Arellano. Ok. ¿Alguien más? Ya, adelante, David. Es que no te oía.
Perdón, es que no tenía abierto el micrófono. But if it seemed very bad to me that they use hoods or hoods, ¿cómo se dice? Hoods for Beijing from our country.
¿Cuál es la palabra que querías decir? Jews.
Juzguen.
To judge. Judge.
Bueno.
Sí, muy bien. Excelente. Claudia, can you read what you wrote? Luis Gerardo, adelante.
Teacher, excuse me, what are you asking for an opinion? ¿O de qué es la opinión que está pidiendo? Hey. Teacher.
Perdón, tenía el micrófono cerrado. Ya puse el tema en el chat, Luis. Aunque ya se fue más hacia migración, pero ese es el tema.
Thanks.
De nada. Ok, no te preocupes, Claudia. For example, there are many people who now emigrate to the United States from Central American countries, for example, Honduras, which have found scum risking their lives. They travel with children and disabled people. How sad to see so many people taking risks. Now, Claudia, I have a question for you. Where is this problem originated? Well, actually, le voy a poner otra encuesta para que me puedan responder. Bueno, no puede ser una encuesta porque tendría que ser. Más bien una pregunta abierta. Where do you think that this problem is originated, this mass migration that we are experiencing? Migration has always been a part of human history. This is nothing new. But in the latest years, we have seen mass migration from a lot of countries. In the past, this doesn't happen that often. Okay. Miguel, adelante. Oh, bueno, perdón, Miguel. Gerardo, ¿ibas a decir algo más o se quedó levantada tu mano? Ok, Miguel, adelante. Miguel Maxine. No te escucho.
Good night, teacher.
Listo,
good night.
Ya.
It's okay?
Sí, ya te escucho.
Okay. I think the immigration is a world idea. It's no problem. For example, 15 years ago, I had the opportunity to travel to Germany. In this country, or in this place, in this country, the people change their mind because after years alone, they think that immigration is good is a contamination or a pollution, like something like that, no? Okay. Each one have the opportunity to change the country in order to find different culture or opportunity, works, more money. Okay, is my opinion.
Excellent. Thank you, Miguel. Very good. Luis, no sé si sigue levantada tu mano o ibas a decir algo. A better opportunity for the families, no work. Yes, I think that the problem, the migration problem, is originated within each country's government. They lack the ability or don't want to provide the opportunity for people to have decent work, to earn more money, and that creates this situation. It's my opinion. We are in electional season. I think it's something like politics. Today is also appearing as a report that Trump's financial officer asked Biden to close the borders due to immigration. And as we know, he wants to be a candidate. Completely agreed, Raquel. I think that this obeys to a political reason. Very good. Ok. Bien, para terminar, nos llevó más tiempo, estuvo bastante bien. Participaron varios. Los voy a mandar a una sesión separada para terminar la clase de hoy. Va a ser sencillo. Quiero que entre los 4 que van a estar en el equipo den 3 ideas sobre cómo podrían solucionar el problema de la migración. Pueden hablar desde sus países o desde una perspectiva general. Obviamente lo van a hacer en inglés. Traten de hablar en inglés entre ustedes para ponerse de acuerdo, ¿va? Entonces ahorita les va a llegar la invitación. Ahorita les llega, no sé.
A mí me salió es que una separada, pero yo por no sé, yo le di como que no. ¿Qué era eso? Usted está dividiendo
Acéptala.
los grupos, ¿cierto?
Sí, acéptala. Por favor, Roger, para que te manden
De
una sesión
nuevo,
separada.
¿puede volverme a enviar la sesión
Sí,
separada?
claro. Abraham, ¿puedes mandársela de nuevo a Roger?
Arriba en tu pantalla del lado derecho te aparece la invitación, aunque la hayas rechazado.
Teacher, estaba yo sola, por eso me regresé.
Ok, Raquel, Abraham, ¿puedes mandar a Raquel a otra sesión, por favor?
Listo.
Gracias, Abraham. Muy bien, ¿les dio tiempo?
Algo.
Más o menos.
Sí, bueno, de mi parte, mi equipo, sí pudimos, pero muy poquito.
Ok, sí, sé que les di menos tiempo, es que se alargó esto de...
Sí, algo, profesor, podemos
Ya que se nos estaba quitando
conversar
la
en
pena,
inglés.
profe, nos cortamos.
A ver, perdón, ahí, escuché bien a Adriano, pero a ti no, Lucía.
Ah, que le digo que ya que nos estábamos quitando la pena, nos cortaron ya estábamos arrancando motores y nos sacaron. No tiene abierto su micro.
Perdón. Sí, sé que esta vez les di menos tiempo, perdón. Antes de irnos, tengo una pregunta para ustedes. ¿Quieren que sigamos con esta dinámica la siguiente clase de que sea más como que ustedes den su opinión? ¿O quieren hacer una actividad distinta el jueves? Ustedes decidan.
A mí me gustaría seguir con un tema como este.
Excelente.
A mí también.
Bien, muy bien, perfecto. Sí, lo podemos hacer así. Igual vengan con ideas de los temas. A mí se me ocurrió ese porque es algo que he estado leyendo en las noticias desde la semana pasada. Pero puede ser, sean específicos con sus temas. O sea, por ejemplo, el impacto de las redes sociales en la sociedad es muy bueno, pero es muy general. Entonces busquen un enfoque un poquito más particular para que podamos partir de ahí. Ahorita empezamos de lo particular del tema y se fueron a lo general. Eso es lo que estoy buscando, ¿va? Muy bien. Luis, dime.
Sí, profe, yo creo que es un buen tema y pues estar como que cambiando de tema de cada clase como que no iría. Estoy de acuerdo con los demás.
Sí, podemos seguir hablando de esto, tal vez con otro ángulo. Yo, sí, ya saben, yo estoy abierto a cualquier tema que a ustedes les pueda interesar y que los anime a hablar. ¿Va? Entonces, vengan con sus propuestas para el jueves. Si tienen alguna duda respecto a lo que trabajan en Duolingo o lo que están aprendiendo por otros lados, recuerden que siempre me pueden preguntar. Y si no hay más, nos vemos el jueves. Que tengan excelente noche, descansen. Estén muy bien.
Thank you,
De la misma forma, profesor.
Gracias.